This is a completely normal video. There's no jump scares, there's nothing suspicious about anything. It's just me reviewing Jurassic Park 3. I'm reviewing the films in the series in preparation for Rebirth, and as I said, we've made it to Jurassic Park 3, which came out in 2001. Alan. This video contains spoilers. Before I hop into the review, keep in mind this is just my opinion. Share what you think about the movie in the comments section down below. And without any further ado, let's hop right into it. So unlike the first two movies in the series, this is not based off of a book, and actually my big complaint about The Lost World is that it ended with a dinosaur in a normal city, but I guess it was trying to be accurate to the book. I haven't read the book, so I don't know how accurate it actually is. But since this isn't based off a book, they can make an entire movie about that finally, about a dinosaur going in a city, but no, it's about them going on an island. How original. The movie actually starts with this random kid parasailing with his mom's boyfriend. And then something goes wrong, I can't even remember, but they do see the dinosaurs and they get trapped on the island. And so then that kid's mom and dad, who are actually divorced, they pretend to be married and they pretend to be rich because they convince Alan Grant to come on the island and they're going to fund his research. He's kind of reluctant because of his trauma, but he does want to do some more research on the raptors. Alan! But really, this couple's plan is just to look for their son. And I like how Alan doesn't even question the fact that they're rich, he just takes their word. I mean, they even hire a couple of mercenaries and no one actually looks into it to see if this is legit. So what do you know, they get on the island to rescue the son and there's dinosaurs on the island. So they actually attack the people, everyone has to survive. And eventually they do find the kid who had survived on the island for multiple weeks. Like we're just supposed to believe he was able to survive on the island with all those dinosaurs for multiple weeks. When all these people working together, including a professional scientist who had survived one of these situations before, can barely even survive for a day. I guess it was from drinking all that T-Rex pee, it gave him superpowers. How'd you get it? You don't want to know. That's the thing though. Literally everyone does want to know. Anyways, as if there was still novelty to seeing dinosaurs attack humans, the movie does end abruptly after they do survive and get off the island. And really, this is one of those movies that feels rushed in some parts, but also a little bit too slow paced in other parts. Just the pacing is very off, and I find this movie to be quite boring. I mean, there was literally like one good scene in this movie where Alan's answering questions from reporters who keep asking about Jurassic Park. So of course Alan is put front and center here, which is actually kind of a neat thing they did where he and Ian Malcolm were both in the first movie, and then the second movie focuses on Ian Malcolm, and then this movie focuses on him. And Ellie Sattler even makes appearances in here in different parts of the movie. At first it implies that she and Alan got married and have kids, but then the big plot twist is that no, it was actually someone else she married because they broke up for whatever reason, but they're still friendly. I mean really, like just why? Why would they have to mess that up that bad? How hard is it for they to be the ones married? That actually adds more tension to this story because then Alan knows he wants to go back home to his kids. Anyways, the stupid parents in this movie are just absolutely insufferable. You got the dad who's very forgettable. I don't even remember his name, and he really doesn't even have a personality. And then you have the mom whose name I also don't remember, but it's probably like Karen or something like that. And the kid is also very annoying as well, which by the way, this is not the first time he starred in a movie with dinosaurs. And then you got this one guy that's like with them for quite a bit of the movie, who is pretty forgettable himself. And then you got the super forgettable guys that do get killed on the island because they don't have plot armor. So the cinematography here isn't like Spielberg quality because he did not return to direct, but Joe Johnston actually did direct it, and he's not a bad director. They just kind of had production troubles and that kind of stuff, so I wouldn't blame him for this being a bad movie. But the weird thing about the Jurassic Park trilogy is that it feels like each movie gets more dated, because there is some VFX in here that's impressive for 2001, but on the same note, there's a lot of overused CGI that's not great by today's standards, and some terrible green screen, like the absolute worst I've seen in my life. So John Williams did not return for the score, so it's not really anything too great, although it's not really anything too bad because it reuses stuff from his score in the previous movies. So overall, to simply put it, this is one of the absolute worst movies I've seen in my life. But hey, at least it made me appreciate The Lost World more. That movie is like a masterpiece compared to this. So overall, on the quality scale of 0 to 100, I'll give this a 34%. And I would not recommend this at all unless you're a super hardcore fan, but even then, you're still just wasting your time. I mean, I really don't feel bad at all for ripping this movie to shreds because it's not like some dinosaur is gonna come and haunt me or anything like that.
Alan.